Hello everyone, Neil Tappin here from Golf Monthly and welcome to the London Club and a new series called Project 175. Now this is my attempt to hit a new ball speed with a driver of 175 miles an hour that I've never achieved before. But there is a little bit more to it than that. Let me explain. So at the beginning of 2019, I tested all of the leading drivers that had been launched from the main manufacturers. And the big finding from that driver test, and I'll put a link in the description below to that video if you are interested, the big finding was just how similar the performance was across the board. So from the leading manufacturers, the performance I found was very, very good. It was better than the previous year, but it was pretty similar. Callaway saw that video and they think they can beat where they were in that test, and that's why I'm here, and that's what Project 175 is all about. By going through a really detailed fitting with one of their sort of specialist custom fitters, and then by getting some fitness and coaching advice from one of their coaches, a guy called James Wilshire, and also getting some advice from some of their tour players, Callaway think they can really help me, not only in terms of my distance, but also helping me hit the fairway a little bit more often. This challenge isn't just about distance, it's about total driving. Can I hit the ball further, but also can I hit the fairway more often as well? So I'm going to start by getting some sort of baseline numbers, both on the Epic Flash Sub-Zero and on the standard Flash version as well, just to see where we are, see what my ball speed is like, see what my accuracy is like, see what the general performance of these drivers is like, so that we can set a baseline and we can see if we can improve on it. Right, let's hit some shots. Okay, so I've just finished my testing with the standard Epic Flash head, and now I'm onto the Sub-Zero version. And the first time I tested these two drivers was on an indoor launch monitor, and it's difficult in that environment to gain an understanding for the feel. Out here is much better, and there is a difference actually in terms of feel. The Sub-Zero version, the one that I'm testing here, definitely has a slightly higher pitched impact sound. If I had to pick between the two, I'd probably go with the standard version, but I don't think it's enough to sort of put me off with the Sub-Zero version. The other thing to talk about here and now is the looks. So from the original test that I did, I loved the looks of these two drivers. They look superb. Firstly, the shelf appeal, they're really exciting to look at. They really make you want to go out there and hit them and experiment with the technology on offer. And then when you put them down behind the ball, you've got a really sort of simple, classic, traditional shape, but with that modern twist of the carbon composite crown. I think in terms of looks, the Callaway Epic Flash drivers, the two of them, they are really hard to beat. They look superb. Okay, so range testing done, and I have all of the launch monitor data to show you for both drivers. But before I get to that, just a quick bit of housekeeping. If you are new to the Golf Monthly channel, please do hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. Hit the like button if you like what you're watching, and also leave comments below. Do you think I can get to 175 miles an hour ball speed? We shall see. So let's take a look at that data, starting with the Epic Flash. So I hit the Epic Flash first, had them in the same setup with the same shaft, so numbers are fairly comparable. And I was really pleased with how both drivers performed. So the Epic Flash, I was achieving ball speed, average ball speed of 168.3 miles an hour, launching for me a fraction lower, 11.2 degrees, but spinning spot on at 21.87 with a peak height of 32 yards, a really strong ball flight delivering a total carry distance for me of 289 yards, which is fantastic distance. Obviously, it's not as long as I was able to achieve with the Sub-Zero when I tested it indoors on the GC2 in the big driver test, but that's still fantastic performance for me. I did hit one drive, shot number 8, that carried 295 yards. So really good performance there from the Epic Flash. And then I moved on to the Sub-Zero version and the numbers just took a little bump up. So ball speed went up to 169.5 average. I don't know if that's because the club head is a little bit more compact, maybe it's getting through the air a little bit faster, I don't know, but ball speed went up. The launch angle came down a fraction to 10.5, and the spin came down a little at 2062, which is what you would expect from the Sub-Zero version. The peak height was 30 yards, which again is a really strong ball flight, and the total carry distance was 297. And I was really pleased with that because it shows that the performance is still there from when I first tested the driver back in January. That performance is still there, it's still very strong, and I hit one shot that carried just over 300 yards, which I was really, really pleased about. Now, the final point to make about the numbers is that I was able to achieve a ball speed with the driver in excess of 170 miles an hour on 3 occasions. Once with the Epic Flash and twice with the Sub-Zero version. The fastest I was able to achieve was 170.7 with that Sub-Zero version, which means that if I'm going to achieve this goal of hitting 175 miles an hour, I'm going to need to find 4 and a bit miles an hour. And that might not sound very much, but in my experience, that is quite a lot. Now I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see if we can get there with a little bit of help from Callaway.